Hi, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Dan. And we welcome back to the studio. First time in 5 years. Niki's here.
Yay.
Hello.
Woo! This is exciting.
I know. This is so exciting. Thanks for having me.
It really's been a long time.
It's been 5 years.
That's crazy when you think about that.
You've moved?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
But we ended up very close to the original place that we met, which is
Right.
our old studio, which maybe is a block away from our new studio.
There you go.
And change in 5 years. A lot of change.
A lot. Yeah. Where do we start?
I mean, there's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've released, because I'm pretty sure you came right before you released your debut album.
Yeah. So there's been 2 albums since and another one out August 9th.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. And Nicole is a beautiful album.
Aw, thanks, Zach. That's very sweet. I appreciate it.
Would you, when you look back at your albums and you think about how they relate to your life,
Yeah.
do they connect to where you were at during those phases?
That's a great question. I think so. Well, Nicole is interesting because I wrote, half of those songs I wrote in high school. And it
Your
was kind
diary.
of, it was like this diaristic, sort of nostalgic kind of ode to my high school self. And so that was kind of interesting to execute it as a 23-year-old. Just kind of singing these songs that I penned when I was 16 and 17. It was kind of a sweet little nod to her, and to see sort of the fan response to that record was just so life-changing and awesome.
But there is something to singing and even really rereading the words that you wrote as a child.
Totally, yeah. I mean, there are some lyrical choices where I was like, why did I write that? That's so cringe. But there's something really sweet about just kind of full sending it anyway and saying things like sonorous soirees, full chested on stage. I don't know. But yeah, it's really sweet to sort of see the journey as even in my songwriting and my production, there are just choices that I wouldn't make now that I made then that I was like, oh, that's so cute to see the arc,
What did transporting back to your younger self do for you in that present day, specifically during that time in your life?
Absolutely. I mean, so we were, coming out of COVID and just sort of what sort of the genesis of that was seeing, also my ring fell off, so I'm distracted. I need to go fish it out real quick. The genesis of that was seeing Taylor Swift drop her re-records, specifically the All Too Well 10-minute version. And I was like, that's crazy. That's such a cool idea. And so that kind of inspired me to just ask my manager for to book me a studio day because I wanted to just revisit these old songs. And so it just started as I'm just going to re-record this for giggles. And then at the end of that studio day, I was kind of oh, I think we have an album. I think I could start a record with these songs. And that's sort of how it happened. And then it just snowballed, and I'm so glad I did it.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
You have really beautiful bodies of work across the board.
Thank you. That means a lot. That really means a lot.
How much of what you've been doing in the past are you carrying with you into this new era?
This next record, it comes out August 9th. It's called Buzz. This one I would say is very much rooted in my present. It's sort of it was shaped through, the past 2 years of my life and my career. I've just sort of been on the road, on the go, traveling, touring. And it's sort of this, I called it Buzz because it's this, I felt like it was this symbolic, word for this feeling that I'm on the precipice of something about to happen kind of thing. Because, I garden, first of all. I should start with that. I garden. So I started gardening, and then every spring I would just hear a sort of a symphony of bumblebees appearing out of nowhere. And then, you would hear that buzzing sound, and it just occurred to me after a couple springs where I was like, oh, this means that spring is about to happen. It's upon us. And I thought that was just like a beautiful metaphor for sort of like anytime you hear this buzz, that something awesome is about to like occur. And like similarly, when you're on stage and you hear like the buzzing of an amp, or like, you know, that means the song's about to start, the show's about to start. If you hear the buzz of a doorbell, like an encounter awaits you at the door. And that was just sort of like the through line, I think.
Sometimes that buzz and anticipation is actually more exciting than the
That's facts.
than the event.
That's literally facts. That's kind of what I tried to like encapsulate, and I talk about that actually in the record. So how it's like that anticipation before sort of like the payoff, and sometimes it doesn't even pay off.
You crave the anticipation.
Yeah,
you talk about it.
Exactly, yeah.
You feel it. You're about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that payoff is just, sometimes it could be a womp womp.
Yeah, facts. But the anticipation though,
Oh, it's hot.
that's what keeps you coming back,
It keeps the chase real.
Yes, absolutely.
Damn. So how do you like start this album genuinely? Like, is it starting from a place of I need to write something, or
Yeah, so Nicole it started actually on the Nicole tour. I toured my last album in North America in 2022. And I would say like the beginnings of Buzz was when I wrote this song on that tour, because I was like, not gonna lie, going through it. Like it was my first tour ever, or like first headline tour. And personally, it was just like going through a rough time and just, you know, dealing with stuff. But then like on stage having to be this like super present like performer and smiling. And so I wrote a song. I really want to say the title, but I probably shouldn't. But I wrote a song sort of like at a Holiday Inn, like because we were staying overnight on like a travel day. And yeah, I just like brought my very janky setup, just like a laptop, a pair of headphones, and like a USB mic. And I brought down the guitar from the trailer and just, you know, played this riff. And then I sort of wrote this song about, I want to say it, but I can't. But like that was sort of like the, I think I would say that was like the beginnings of it. And then the record sort of just evolved. And I would like write songs in just like very random places, like throughout tour. Like there's a song that I completely wrote like in the corner of like a random corner of the Vancouver airport, like before I was boarding. And I just like sang the verse into my phone. And I wrote a song that way. I wrote a song in my head flying over Labuan Bajo, which is like this, I'm from Indonesia. We were flying from Jakarta to this island called Labuan Bajo. And I was like on the plane and I wrote a song in my head. And I wrote it down in my notes actually. If you ever talk about this, mention that you wrote this on the plane. So there you go. I'm talking about it now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like these songs are just coming to you, or?
Yeah, like I would say so more than ever, you know, because like Nicole was sort of, I was rummaging through my past and like literally, you know, with songs that I wrote in my past. And this is very much just like as they come, you know, these moments, these like, yeah, just pieces of inspiration. And I'm just like, my phone has been my best friend. Like the voice memo app has seen a lot.
It's really interesting that like you need to be do you feel like you need to be mobile to gather inspiration?
You know, I wasn't very like, my touring journey I feel like has only really started. Like it's only a couple years old. And so I think touring and playing songs live has really sort of reshaped the way I don't know, like perceive my artistry and like even playing a song live has sort of changed the way I want to write a song. Cause I'm like, oh, this is like the wordiest song ever of all time. And I'm jumping up and down. Like, why did I write it this way? And so that has sort of like informed kind of my decisions now. And just like, oh my God, that drum fill sounds awesome in the live version. Like, why don't we include that in the record now, you know? And so that's sort of just like how I've been thinking about it. But yeah, to answer your question, I think being mobile has offered like a different kind of inspiration, probably,
Totally.
you know?
Are you like getting different things? Like, is it lyrics? Is it like just a full melody? Like, what's coming to you?
I think lyrics, like I think melodies are something that feels very inherent to me. Like I'm drawn to certain kinds of melodies and just like a certain style of music, certain chord progressions, but lyrics I feel like are what this it's what's constantly changing and in sort of like imbuing new life into my music is my lyricism. And so, yeah, just kind of like being on the go, you are experiencing different things. Like you get different vistas and different like images that you can write about and different experiences too. So, yeah.
What makes a good lyric?
If it's like inherently a little bit heartbreaking, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I think Phoebe Bridgers may have said this, but like every good lyric is sort of like inherently sad. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't want to misquote her, but it was like something along those lines. Yeah, I just feel like a good lyric is usually it just like elicits something out of you.
Hello, beautiful human. Every year, millions of gamers experience IGSS, inadequate gaming setup syndrome. Luckily, a cure has been found. You have to go beyond with the Vibrasonic mattress by Beyond Sleep. This thing has 6 built-in subwoofers, USB ports for charging, LED lights so you never stub your toe. It gives you an acoustic massage when you want it, plus adjustable degrees of comfort. This right here is the best way to game ever. Cure your IGSS today at BeyondSleepTech.com.
Why was a live album necessary?
It's a great question. I mean, well, that record was so special. Like Nicole was truly a life-changing album for me. And, you know, doing it live at the Wiltern in K-Town in Los Angeles, for those that don't know. Iconic. When I first moved to LA, when I first moved to LA, I did your show like very soon after. It's kind of crazy how that worked. But the last time I was on your show, I was living in K-Town, and I would like literally walk right by the Wiltern like daily to go to this coffee shop, and like I would see a different marquee, like, you know, like a different name on the marquee like all the time, and I'd be like, haha, LOL. Maybe someday. It's a pipe dream. And then it just like happened, and it was like so full circle and beautiful, and I just wanted to like capture that show.
Manifested in a way.
Honestly, yeah, like fully.
Fuck yeah. Sick.
Yeah, so that was really awesome.
Really beautiful thing to capture, and I love a live album.
Thanks. Yeah, and I don't know, like I don't see a lot of live albums nowadays. Have you?
Not enough.
Right.
Not enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me more.
I know. People should be doing more live albums, I think.
I really agree.
Yeah.
Well, how do you take what you learned from the live album and then performing the Nicole album live that you're putting into Buzz?
That's a great question. I think, again, it's just sort of like musical choices, right? Like tones. Like tones are a big thing. I don't know. It just sounds so nerdy to say tones. But yeah, like just even something as simple as like the drums drop out in verse 2, like made such a difference on stage, you know, like for whatever song, that it's sort of like the wheels started turning where I was like, wait, if this feels this impactful on stage, like why don't we translate that on the record? You know what I mean? And so I think, you know what? I would say the biggest lesson I've learned since like starting out and now is generally less is more, you know? And I really feel like stripping things back musically and just kind of has, you know, it's like so tried and true, but it's like tried and true for a reason. Like it just, there's something really evocative and like there's this like alchemy about just having it be the instrument or the song or the melody be exactly what it is. No frills, no bells and whistles, just like as it is.
How do you get to that realization?
I was doing too much. I was doing the most, you know, on my songs. And then I was like, this is so complicated for like no reason. And I just started experimenting with paring things back. And like, I actually did this show. It was like with this channel called 50 on 50. And it was at the Coliseum in LA. And we invited like 50 fans, 50 like to 100 fans. And that was like the first time I'd ever like sung any of the Nicole songs live. And it was super stripped back. We had like a tiny stage, like all my bandmates and I sat down, and it was super stripped and unplugged. And it was like, I think that actually was also kind of like the catalyst for my light bulb moment of like, oh my God, this is the most enjoyable performing has felt, is when it's felt like this. And that, I think, just sort of, inspired me to kind of make more music that's in line with how I would want to perform it, which is generally like chiller. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like
100%.
I feel like as a person, I'm pretty like, I don't know, I'm pretty relaxed. Like I like to be relaxed, at least. I like to be cozy. I like to be in my living room with like a cup of, you know, like Rooibos tea or whatever. I don't know. And that sounded so pretentious. Rooibos tea.
Yeah, I'm a Lipton guy. Lipton green tea. Do you know 2 cups a day can change your life?
I mean, I believe it. I truly believe it. I'm in my Chinese tea era. Like I get like Chinese tea with, you know, like in the bag full.
Oh,
like,
that's legit.
do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you strain. It's awesome.
Lipton's a real deal. I'll send you a box.
Okay, fair. I
I
mean,
got you.
Lipton.
I don't know if I've never jumped on the Lipton bandwagon.
Oh, I got you. Kelsey, can you make a note?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Box of green tea. Lipton.
But yeah. So, wait, how do we get to Lipton?
Oh, no, I digress.
No, it's just like, okay, so that's who I am as a person. It's just like, I feel like that's how I like to exist in life. That's what really like feels enjoyable to me. So I've been trying to figure out how to translate that that feeling sort of in my music and in how I perform. Yeah. So
There is something to storytelling being best consumed in the most conversational, relaxed, beautiful way, and let your voice tell the story. And like,
100%.
there's also the testament that like you can take those songs and dress them up, and they can still
Absolutely.
be great.
Absolutely.
But like all great songs stripped back, like,
I agree.
are still great.
Absolutely. Like if it's a great song, you should be able to just play it with like
Fuck yeah.
one instrument or or a guitar, and it would sound just as good. And yeah, I think that's sort of like my general philosophy now is like, can the song stand on its own, like with just me and the guitar? And my good friend Maisie Peters actually once asked me this, like right after my debut album came out, Moonchild. She was like, like, would you, as you're making this next record, like, would you play your songs in the car? And that was like a huge, it was so simple, but it just kind of like changed the way I was viewing I feel like I would dub myself as like a very annoying overachiever. Like, I don't know, in general, even in my music, I'm like, especially when I was just first starting out, I was like, how do I just like do the absolute most? You know what I mean? And then I realized like I was treating a lot of my projects and like my songwriting as like assignments. Does that make sense? That
Yeah.
no one was assigning them to me. I was assigning them to myself. And I just felt like everything felt like an assignment that I had to like ace. Does
I feel
that
like
make
the
sense?
Best way, yeah, because that's probably how you were trained to accomplish tasks.
100%, like in school and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then I realized like, okay, cool, I'm acing these like
Yeah, but what is an eight? What is
yeah,
an
what does
A?
that even mean? And also it's just like, at the end of the day, do I like, would I play this, the songs that I've created, like, to myself? Like, would I blast it in the car? You know what I mean? And if the answer is no, then something needs to change. That sort of became my philosophy. It was like, okay, I'm writing this song. It like objectively sounds good, but like, does it strike that chord in me where I'm like, I would listen to this in the car? And I think that has sort of like paved the way for how I've started to like write songs now.
So are you making music for you or other people?
Me. I mean, I think like, yeah, I would say for me and for myself, but also at the same time, it's just like, I've learned the more authentic you are, like in your art, the more personal and the more specific you are, I feel like people actually relate to those songs more. Like, I personally relate to a song where they're talking about, like, they named the beach that they were walking on. Like, what color dress were you wearing? Like, all those specific sort of, like, details matter and paint such a picture that then you can sort of, like, see yourself and inject yourself into which I feel like makes for the best songs versus like if it's something super generic, like I don't tend to personally like gravitate
I'm with you.
to that.
There's also genius and nuance, you know?
Nuance. That's literally like the key word, I think, that for this record is just nuance.
What was your answer to Maisie's question? Was the answer yes or no?
At the time, I think it was like both. Like there were some songs that I would absolutely blast, like super transparently, like I would totally blast those songs. And there were other songs that were just kind of like, yeah, great. You know, like I won't say which songs, but like, yeah, there were a few songs where I was just like, I would, if I could do it again, like I would probably not have written it that way or produced it that way or sang it that way. But at the end of the day, I also am fully aware that like all of my choices have also led me to
Where you are.
where I am now. So I don't take that for granted. But, you know, there's that like little perfectionist thing where I'm just like, So
How much of that needs to be wiped away to make music?
like, I mean, that I would say that has to sort of like be non-existent. I think at least when you're conceptualizing a song, I feel like I've worked really hard to sort of like, you know, through therapy and like, and just kind of growing up that like, you know, the creative process is just like, it's like this faucet, you know what I mean? You just have to keep the faucet on until the water runs clear. And it's like, I think I once was in college and I saw this like seminar and this artist guy that was like talking said like live in drafts. And I really resonated with that because that was really challenging for me at the time. Was like I didn't like that irresolute feeling of like living in your drafts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want the final copy. I want it revised and edited, and I want an A+ at the end.
You need it finished.
But like I think living in my drafts has sort of transformed into this like safe space actually, where like I don't have to share any of this with anyone. This is for me, for myself. And then that has sort of allowed for more creativity, I think, in my life.
It's really cool.
Thanks.
By the way, this is very cool.
Yeah, what is that?
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah, too much of a good thing.
Is it just the single on here?
Yeah, it's just the single. It's a flexi disc. We sent it to like a few fans all over the world as a way to like leak the music.
I love it.
Before it came out.
That's pretty cool.
Bend it. You see that?
Yeah.
How cool.
It's like plastic. It's awesome.
We'll keep this on display.
Yeah, I
And
would love that.
The first thing I said was I recognized her signature because it's spent many years up on our wall and I passed it every day. I mean, maybe a dozen times a day because we used to have these giant glass walls where everybody would sign.
I remember signing it too. Like that was like a core memory for me.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting us in there.
Oh my goodness.
It was a good wall to
Thanks.
be on.
Absolutely.
It is a good wall.
Yeah. Great wall.
Now it sits in storage.
Oh, well, at least it's there. You know.
No, we have them. It's preserved. It's history.
Preserved. Yeah, absolutely.
It is history.
Totally.
By the way, you can listen to all Niki's music. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. Link below, code on the screen. Plus, you're going on tour.
I am going on tour.
And you're going to be touring the new album.
I am going to be touring the new album.
That's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah. Very exciting. August 9th.
Very exciting.
Almost
Yeah.
like 2 years, almost exactly after Nicole was released.
Yeah. Nicole was released August 12th of 2022. I don't know what it is about August.
Yeah,
I'm
you got
just
things for
releasing-
August, huh?
I guess so. I don't know.
No, there has to be something there. It could be routing. Could be the universe.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It's also Leo season, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you're an Aquarius.
I am. What are you again?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, okay. You're a
Yeah.
Taurus. So your birthday just passed.
Yeah, it's May 2nd.
Oh my goodness. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much.
That was the day that Too Much of a Good Thing came out in LA. 9 p.m. May 2nd.
What a great day to release a song.
Great day.
Great and a great song.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
I love
so
it
good.
too.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. It's I would say that song is probably like the most left. Like I wanted it to be the first song because I felt this need to be like, okay, what is the song that feels the craziest like throughout this record? And I wanted it to come out first. And I also felt like, okay, so what inspired it was I watched Daisy Jones Have you
Daisy
seen
Jones and the Six on Prime
yes,
Video.
Yes, Daisy Jones and the Six on Prime Video. Have you seen that? You've seen it?
Yes, we'll put a link in the description. You gotta
Yes,
watch.
you must. Incredible show. And I was so moved by it and just sort of like this, I don't know, they just made like the 70s in Los Angeles look so cool. And I like started listening to a lot of 70s music, like Fleetwood Mac and the Beatles and like all those guys, Carly Simon, James Taylor. And so I did a session with Ethan Gruska, who produced the record and wrote it with me. He and I was just at his house and he was like, "What's been inspiring you lately?" And I was like, "Daisy Jones. Have you seen it?" Like that was like all I was talking about. And so he kind of like came up with that groove that was very like Beatles-esque, Fleetwood-esque. And yeah, the rest is history. But that's literally like Daisy Jones is powerful. The power of TV.
Yes.
You know, the power of art influencing other art is real.
Totally. That's trippy to think about.
Yeah. So I sort of saw it as like a song to stroll down New York City with like an iced latte in your hand, just feeling like a bad bitch.
I mean, that's exactly what the music video is.
I literally was like, literally, they called me and they were like, "Okay, so what are your thoughts for a music video?" I was like, "I just want to be walking around New York City. That's it. That's the whole video." And they're like, "Okay." Easiest video ever. So.
Is 24 on this album?
24 is not on this album. 24 was sort of like, I don't know, it was a tone setter for like this year, I think, and just kind of, like a little shout out to my early 20s before I kind of embarked on this new journey. Yeah, but no, it's not.
Are you
Definitely going to play it though.
Are you a quarter of a century? Yeah.
I am. I turned 25 in January. So that song came out, and then I turned 25, and then I was like, now I can't ever say 24. Like, now I can't say that anymore.
But she'll make an appearance on tour.
She will make an appearance on tour, absolutely.
Cool.
Yes.
I like the gray.
Which, this hair?
Yeah.
I know, it's kind of giving, like, Narcissa Malfoy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that or like Storm from X-Men.
Oh, yeah. It's also giving X-Men for sure.
What does it mean?
Nothing.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
just kidding. No. I think it, like, it's just sort of, it's cool.
It is cool.
Point blank.
It was time for a change. I feel like I was like, okay, the Nicole era was just like my natural hair, and then Moonchild, I was like completely blonde. So I guess this is the middle ground now. It's like embracing both. It's like the duality of man.
It's giving wisdom at 25.
You know what? Hey, I'll take it. I like that. That's what I'm going to steal that. I'm going to start saying that when people ask me about my hair. Why? It's like, just 25-year-old wisdom.
You've lived a lot of life, though, sis.
I think so. Yeah.
You really have.
I have.
Give yourself credit.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
Really.
Yeah.
You only moved here 5 years ago?
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was a lot longer than that.
No, I moved here in like officially in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Does LA feel like home yet, or do you still feel like you're living away from home?
Now it does. I would say like as of last year. As of 2022. Yeah, it took a while.
It always does, though.
You know what happened? I got a dog.
Lucy?
Lucy. Yes, Lucy. Wait, how do you know that?
Because you post about her all the time.
Oh, right.
What?
That's facts. Literally, my entire personality is just like my dog.
It's dogs and gardens.
That's literally my entire personality.
You have a good garden?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah, you talked about it. You talked about the bees.
Yes, I completely
What do you got?
I got everything right now. So, I got it completely remodeled, or not remodeled, but just like I have a whole garden now with like 4 garden boxes, like
Whoa.
the works.
Do you have any fruit trees?
I do.
What do you got?
Carcara,
Whoa.
navel oranges, mandarins,
Whoa.
nectarines,
Huh.
donut peaches.
Donut peaches?
Wow.
Yep, all of it.
How big's your tree?
Okay, so I fumbled and I put them in the grass, like in the lawn, and they didn't grow very well because it was like competing. Anyway, with the grass.
I understand. I actually am dealing with the same problem with the lemon tree.
Oh, okay. So what helped was moving them into a giant pot.
Yeah,
then
like a 13-gallon guy or something.
like
yeah.
a giant pot, and then it's now popping off.
Wow.
So that's my.
Has she fruited?
Yes, she's fruited.
She's bloom?
But she didn't fruit like that much. But now there's like so many oranges. I'm like, how are you going to stand up? Like, I'm kind of worried for her.
Are you going to put her in the ground or what's the deal?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
you
think,
don't need her. She's mobile.
Yeah, I think like the pot is her new home now.
Interesting.
Cara Delevingne.
That's her name?
Yeah.
I love that you name them. I haven't gotten into that one. I should.
You should, yeah.
Wow. I'm jealous of your peaches. I have a pear tree. I have
A pear
oranges.
tree,
I have
okay.
lemons.
Oh wow,
I
you're
have limes.
okay. So like, did it come with the property, or like,
yeah,
did you? Okay.
Yeah, I had big trees that came with the property, and then I added like peppers and tomatoes.
Oh, dude, you gardened. That's
And
amazing.
I added a bunch of cactuses and lavender.
I love that.
Yeah,
Have
we
you
have
gotten
little things.
tomatoes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Not great though. to
okay,
be
so you
honest.
know what I've heard is apparently you should dig a hole super deep for your tomato plants and then bury a live fish,
What?
What?
a whole fish, because it like creates like an insane amount of nitrogen and phosphorus.
I've heard you pee on these things and it would do okay.
I have not heard that one.
I have.
Okay.
I had like a little bit of urine. Goes a long way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Good
but
to
the,
know.
the fish is interesting.
Did you
Yeah.
do that?
No, I haven't. Well, my other thing is like I have a lot of rodents. Like I have a rodent problem.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's
Like-
my nightmare.
Every night, my dog will just start barking at nothing, and for a long time, I thought was so convinced there was a ghost in my yard, and then I realized there was the same skunk that just like appears
Oh,
every night, like
skunks.
clockwork at 11 p.m.
That's
Yeah.
not like rats.
Oh well, is a skunk not a rodent?
No.
It's
Is
not.
it a marsupial?
Is a skunk a marsupial?
Damn, look at me giving fucking Animal
That's
Planet.
insane.
Hey.
I guess okay. Like wombats are
Irwin,
also
who?
marsupials, yeah.
Yeah,
Kangaroos.
Yes,
Yeah.
kangaroos.
I did not-
Quokkas?
What?
You know what a quokka is?
No, what is that?
Oh, dude, can we show her a quokka?
A quokka.
It's a quokka. Here, I'll show you. It's so cute.
That's crazy. I didn't know a skunk was a marsupial. I thought
It
it was
says
a rodent.
skunks are mammals in the family Mephtidae.
Oh, mammals?
They're mammals.
Oh, I thought it was a marsupial.
In that whole
Wait,
conversation.
is a marsupial a mammal?
I
Damn, dude. Actually, I don't know shit.
It's National Geographic right now.
Yeah, I'm giving the most bootleg version of Steve Irwin. This is not good. Anyway, that's a quokka. How cute is that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll take pictures with you.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
You should get a quokka pillow.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
I'd love to
Right?
get a quokka.
Yeah, that's an awesome conversation starter.
What
It's
if we
like, what is
actually
that?
rescued one of them rodents and then like it just lived in the corner? Like, you know, classes have guinea pigs.
Oh, okay.
We have a quokka.
Yeah, I mean, a studio gerbil, something like that. It's real good.
Yeah, to be honest, I
Nice.
could barely clean up my drinks. So the idea of cleaning up some living thing's shit, it's a lot of work that I don't want to put in.
So fair.
Yeah.
How'd you name your donut peach tree Cara Delevingne?
No, I named my Cara navel orange
Oh, yeah, that makes
tree.
more sense.
Cara Delevingne.
A navel orange?
Yeah, so it's like it's a type of navel orange called Cara, and the flesh is pinker. It's just like a pinker orange.
How is she growing?
She's going great.
Is she in a 13-gallon or two? Or
Yes, all of them are.
okay,
so they're in
you're
like
ready to like pick up and
I'm-
move if you need to.
I'm ready. Summertime at my house is going to be insane. So
Wow, that's exciting.
yeah,
I want some pink oranges.
yeah. You should grow some herbs as well.
Okay,
That has been clutch for the kitchen.
I grew thyme.
Okay, how did that go?
Not bad.
Okay.
We've used it. You know, I use
Great.
it like at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you know, I have a whole bush of it. It's like too much.
For so fair. Yeah.
And the jalapenos aren't bad.
Yeah. I feel like all the warm weather crops are great for LA, like tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers.
Do you have cucumbers?
I do.
You got
Wow,
the
you have a whole fucking
I
setup.
have a farm.
yeah.
Like I genuinely was
shit.
like genuinely considering getting a chicken coop, like
Wow.
just getting some chickens. But I don't know what the residential laws are for like just having chickens like cluck all the time.
I
like
mean,
I
if
feel
you
like,
have one, you're fine.
but I don't want to just have one.
You have a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, yeah. Don't tell anybody. I'm sure you're fine.
I don't need to tell anybody. They're gonna just hate me automatically because
Touche. Yeah, they make noise.
my chickens are just gonna cluck all day.
Yeah, you got close neighbors.
Yeah, I do. But
Yeah.
You know.
Give them eggs.
true. Peace offering.
Organic.
Organic,
eggs.
homegrown eggs.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty.
actually.
That's a flex, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd buy
oh.
eggs from you. I trust your eggs.
Absolutely. I mean, you should.
No, like I'm not.
Good genes.
No, like no, I just.
Okay, wait, that just...
No, it sounds weird as shit, but like,
Let's run it back.
dude, like eggs are a scary thing
let's
to buy
start
at the
over.
store for me. They really are. They're very stressful. The other day, I bought the wrong type of eggs.
Do you
and-
guys check your egg cartons?
Yeah, well, my boyfriend has a process that I'm unaware of, and like
Oh.
I've done the whole thing wrong, and like you do cage free,
Right, pasture raised.
pasture raised,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
organic. Like
Yeah.
I would love your backyard raised
Yeah,
eggs.
facts. I agree. That's my dream. But apparently, you cannot go on vacation if you own chickens
Why?
because they like will die or something.
What? Wait.
Like they'll just like die. Like they need to constantly be supervised, like fed, like all these things. So you need like a chicken sitter.
Interesting.
And your girl's on tour for like months and months. So
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem viable.
the donut peach tree can take care of itself.
For sure. Yeah.
She can get a filter.
She'll be fine.
or,
She's
like,
on auto
irrigation.
irrigation. She's great.
Wow, you have an odd. Wow, look at you.
I have it all. I've thought about this.
Yeah, I've been growing hedges at the front of my house that like I
Okay.
put in when I moved there,
Yeah.
and like it's been a journey.
Right. Like the privets,
Yeah,
the
like
ferns.
I wanted some. Yeah, they're flowering right now.
Right.
But they're interesting because I noticed that they actually grow towards each other.
Yes,
Like,
and
they'll
then it
physically
creates
move.
it
Yes.
creates like, and then you start shaping it. Like you
Yes.
could shape it into like a llama or whatever.
We'll
you
get
know?
there. We're on
or
our-
a kuoka.
I would honestly.
A Kuoka
don't,
hedge.
don't threaten me with a good time. My neighbors would love me. I also have like Christmas tree lights around my house all year round.
That's so cute. I love houses that have lights like that.
Yeah. I don't think you do.
It's a party. No, I do. That sounds so ingenuine. I'm just like, yeah, I love it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not great. You know.
Are you still driving your dream car Honda CR-V?
Yes, I am. Wow, you with the details.
And I remember you posted that years ago, and I just have always remembered it.
I know, and everyone just like flamed me for it. They were like, "That's your dream car," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's gonna last till I have like 7 grandchildren." You know what I mean? And they're gonna fight over it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. Fight over your, I don't know, 2015 Honda CR-V. Wait.
I mean, who's to say? It probably would be fully functioning still then. You know, that's why I got it.
What year is it?
2020.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's a hybrid. You know.
Oh, yeah.
It's cute. It has that like wood strip inside, like the interior.
Oh, wood paneling?
Yeah, like just like like one strip of it though, like a belt.
It's not too much, you know?
Yeah, just a little pizzazz, you know.
So that's always been your dream car, a Honda CR-V?
Yeah, I don't know. I
No,
grew
it's
up,
great.
you know. My mom was always like, "One day you should get a CR-V. Like that's such a cool car."
And you did.
And I was like, you know what? Fair. Like I heard that when I was like 7 years old, and I just fucking
That's beautiful, though. That actually makes me really happy.
right. It's cute.
Yeah, it's really
cute.
sweet.
I just like carried that with me through every phase of life.
You should be proud of that.
Brought it to fruition.
And now you own one.
Yeah. Her name is Joni. I name everything, I guess.
Yeah, that's healthy.
Like after
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell?
It's 2 things. It's after Joni Mitchell, but it's spelled Joanie
Okay.
because she's jet black, so Joan Jett.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
cool.
That's cool.
She's a rock star. She takes me like all around, like to everything, you know. Joni.
She's the real rock star of the
Yeah,
two of
absolutely. The CRV.
you. Sick.
Yeah.
By the way, the Buzzworld Tour is coming your way.
Yes, it is.
Grab some tickets. We're going to put a link below. It starts in October.
September.
Oh, September. Then it goes to
September.
Europe in October.
Yeah.
Damn.
Very exciting. Super excited.
What does the rest of the album sound like if Too Much of a Good Thing is the most like out of left field?
I feel like it's like if Nicole grew up. Like it feels like Nicole's older, wiser big sister. And yeah, Nicole was very diaristic. I would say, you know what, Buzz is still pretty diaristic. Like it's very much just like rooted in my present though. Like I'm 25. I'm not experiencing the same things that I did when I was like 17. And so expect it to just feel a little more grown, I guess. Or I don't know. I hate when people say grown. I don't know.
You
It
just
just
did.
feels very like but yeah, I'm 25. I'm not 17 anymore.
Yeah, it's accurate. And it's true to you and where you're at in life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very rooted in the present versus the last record was very rooted in the past. So
I'm excited.
You had to have been a little nervous releasing this song, though, because it's so different from what your fans were used to.
For sure, absolutely. Like, you know, and I thought about that, but I think like this album, it's so important to listen to it as like a whole thing. Like, too much of a good thing, I think, alone and isolated makes less sense than if you listen to it within the context of the record top to bottom. And you know, that was a risk that I was willing to take, and like, you know, some people are, you know, some people might not like it, and some people are like, what is this? And there are the Ride or Die fans that are like, this is sick. She's like exploring new sounds. That's the thing. It's just like what gets me out of bed is just sort of like free reign to just explore my artistry. Like I feel like I'm somewhat of a genre chameleon, maybe, and I don't like to be boxed in.
That's the way you should create. And if people are a fan of you, they'll be a fan of this.
Yeah.
Because it's what you're compelled and you need to do. It's not about what you feel like you should do.
Yeah. I think, you know, like it needs to feel sustainable for me. And what feels sustainable is like to stay true to myself. Like that genuinely is something that I require, like as a person and as an artist, to thrive and flourish. And if anything feels like phony or contrived, like it just doesn't do well for me mentally and emotionally.
Didn't John Mayer have like good things to say about this song?
He did. It was on Life with John Mayer, and he does these like weekly roundups, and
Yeah,
I think said some very nice things about it.
Yeah, he had a lot of praise for it.
Yeah, so that was very sweet. It was actually funny because like somebody commented when the song came out, like, this sounds like a John Mayer record.
Oh, really?
And then John Mayer posted about it. I was like, oh my God, so cool.
What is the good thing you're referencing?
What do you mean? Like
The
what is
song.
like
Too much
what?
of a good thing.
You know, it's like that buzzy feeling of like when you're making a case for like why you guys should get together before it happens, and you know, like y'all know you like each other, like it's obvious, like you know it, they know it. It could be too much of a good thing. Let's get it. You know, it's like that. I'm an Aries moon, if that's not obvious. Just like, let's get it. Yeah. So that's that. I don't know. It was just kind of like very tongue in cheek, just sort of like, you know, don't fumble this. It could be fire, but the choice is yours. If you're fumbling this, then that's on you, kind of thing.
Are you talking to yourself? I'm
talking to someone else. I'm talking to someone else. Yeah, I'm making a case for it. It's like, I know you like me. You know I like you. Let's go for it.
Cheeky. Cheeky.
I'm not great at not being very blatantly obvious.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're blunt.
Yeah, I'm very blunt, actually.
Healthy.
Is it?
Yes.
Sometimes it's rubbed people the wrong way. Just sort of like, you know.
They're just not the right people.
Facts. Like, if you can't handle some bluntness, grow up.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
honesty. And that is the best policy. What are you thinking?
When was the last time you were in Jakarta?
The last time I was in Jakarta was... When was the last time I was in Jakarta? I guess on tour. Like on tour last year. Yeah.
Damn, it's just a tour stop now.
Yeah.
Well, no, before we went on tour last year, we actually like all hung out in Bali, and that was really nice.
Fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
sick.
like a hop and a skip over from Jakarta. But anytime I'm there, I try to like spend some time with my family because they're all there still. But last Christmas, I got to see them because we all went to Japan.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
That's a really beautiful trip.
Yeah. Have you guys been?
I have.
Yeah.
You haven't.
It's a great time. You should go.
Tokyo's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's cool. I love how you told us you're from Indonesia. Like, we didn't know that. It's like, what?
I mean, you know, sometimes you need a refresher.
It's a long-ass flight, isn't it?
It's so long.
It's like 20 hours or
It's
something.
more
Ugh.
sometimes, yeah.
Buzz, by the way.
Buzz.
Coming soon. But you can listen to all of Niki's music. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music.
You absolutely can. Listen to Too Much of a Good Thing if you're a blunt queen like I am.
Yeah. Blunt Queens. Link below, code on screen. What are you thinking?
I just love how you and Maisie Peters are good friends.
Yeah, casual.
Yeah, she's great too.
That is a great takeaway from this thing. No, we
This thing.
it's a very important one.
Whatever the fuck this is.
No. We have a really wholesome story. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
We met when she was like 15 and I was like 16. I was living in Jakarta and she was in like rural England, like Stenning or something. And we met on YouTube because she slid into my DMs. We were both like singer-songwriter girlies like on YouTube. Like, and then she DM'd me on Instagram, was like, love your stuff. I was like, oh my God, love your stuff. I've seen it recommended to me. And then after that, we started like our 4-year long distance friendship.
Wow.
Where we would like Skype each other and play each other songs that we like wrote that week. Isn't that so
That's
cute?
so sweet.
We'd be like, oh my God, I wrote this today. And she'd be like, I wrote this today. And it's like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be so crazy if one day we both like made it and like, you know, would tour the world, like playing our music, and then it actually happened.
It's so
Wait, stop.
cool.
Why am I going to cry?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
crazy.
It's so sweet, right?
That's
like
really sweet.
Literally within a week of each other, I played a sold out Wiltern show. And then the next week she played out a sold out Wiltern show. And then like the other time that we crossed paths was like Lollapalooza. I played the day before. She watched my set and then she played the day after. It was awesome. So like we would just like see each other at these
really
things and it's like so sweet. She's still one of my dearest friends to
No,
this
like,
day.
watching your friends win is really special.
It
and then
is, there's no greater feeling.
Totally.
Like it's so amazing. It's just like, yeah, these people are like your chosen family, you know what I mean? Like you don't get to choose your family, but like as you grow up, like you meet people and they become your friends and it's like, yeah, like their wins are,
your wins.
yeah, like, you know,
very
it's just,
shared.
it's awesome.
Totally
it's
get
awesome.
What are
Yeah.
the chances that you both just become this successful?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
it's so
what are the
rare.
odds, right?
Yeah.
Like, we met for the first time in person in LA because she was shooting a music video and I had just been signed to A8 Rising.
And you've spent like hundreds of thousands of hours just
Yeah,
talking
like
on Skype.
in not just like it was also transatlantic. Like, it was like
so cool.
Indonesia, England, you know? It's kind of wild.
It's really beautiful.
I know.
The internet's crazy.
I know the internet is crazy. It can truly be a blessing when it's not, you know, being a bitch. A blessing or a bitch, who's to say?
Please listen to Nikki's music. There's going to be a link below. Anything else?
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, you're really special.
Oh my goodness.
I've
Thank you
been-
for having me.
I've
It's
been
so
waiting
nice.
for you to come back since you came on the first time.
Thank you for having me. It's always such a fun time talking to y'all.
Where are you playing? The Greek in LA next?
The Greek.
Oh,
Look at you
2
moving
nights.
We're coming.
No,
We'll be
yes, please.
Yeah, yeah.
You
We'll be
need to
there.
come. It's
Yeah.
going to be so great.
Please.
Yes.
Go see her on tour. Link below. Also Amazon Music. Check out the artist page. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you guys so much.
Nikki, everyone.
Appreciate y'all.